Reproductive Research Podcast, VIR. I'm your host, Dr. Ren, founder of Diverse Research Now. And today you will hear the voice of Mr. Tony Wafford. Tony is president and CEO of I Choose Life Health Foundation, an organization founded to address health disparities in the Black community. He works tirelessly in partnership with community-based organizations and their entire membership to educate them on health literacy, increase access to health screenings, along with education. Whether he is moving in the Hollywood circles, the streets, or community meetings, Tony's straightforwardness is bound to bring ultimate success to I Choose Life Health and Wellness Center. Tony is a dear friend of mine, me and my family.
That's right.
And I am super excited to finally have him on the platform. We have great conversations anyway, so this is bound to be a great conversation. So how are you doing today, Tony?
I am wonderful. I've been relaxing this week. As you can see, I haven't shaved.
Okay.
I like to give my face a chance to rest, but I clean up pretty good.
I
I'm
know
good.
that's
I'm
right.
having a real good day. Actually, I'm having a great week. I'm glad we finally got a chance to do this. We've been going back and forth and whatnot.
I know, right?
Yeah,
I know, because we're busy.
Exactly, which is a good thing.
It's a good thing, and we're busy doing the work. We're
That's
busy
right.
doing the work. You said you've been relaxing because, yeah, you've been busy. So
Yeah, I just got back. I was doing some lunch and learns in Atlanta, New Orleans, Detroit, Dallas,
wow.
and I just got back. So I'm giving myself a treat and just sitting still and relaxing a little bit.
So important.
Yes,
So important.
yes.
I just was talking to my therapist about that. Because I mean, like, it's a lot of energy that
Oh
you're
my
using.
God. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's really taxing because, I mean, this is hard work, contrary to what popular belief. They think we just run around talking about health inequities and show a couple of slides and give out some flyers and go to this. A hell of a lot more involved than just that.
So much more. Tell us more about what you're doing, what projects you're working on, and I Choose Life Health.
Well, we've been extremely blessed. We're working on a hypertension, high blood pressure project. We're working on a cardiovascular disease project. We're also working on a lung cancer project and a colorectal cancer project, which is all negatively impacts Black people. As you know, whatever disease state that you mentioned, we're at the top of the list. So we got a lot going. That's it, lung cancer, right?
Yeah.
So we got a lot going on. And it's keeping me hopping and busy, but I'm loving every second of it, you know?
Yeah. I love that. Something that I do myself in choosing, the nice thing is that we get to choose, right, what we want to work on. And because both of our organizations are all about communities of color, I tend to choose things that are disproportionately affecting the communities of color and Black community. Those are the health conditions that I want to talk about and educate the community about. Is that something that you do too? Is that how you choose your projects?
Well, not really, because everything that negatively impacts anybody on the planet affects Black people. So it's not like I can pick and choose. Most of the disease states negatively impact Black people. We're at the top of the list of every disease state known to man. So for me, I look at it, whatever comes to us as it relates to educating the community, I look at it as a blessing and a challenge for us to actually go into communities and create conversations where they don't exist.
Yeah, because no matter what condition it is, it's in our community, is what you're saying.
It's Black. It's Black.
We need to know about it.
Exactly.
Even if we are not dealing with it, the education of surrounding it's
going to become Black.
Yeah. Yes. So I want to know, as you're out here in the community, because you're out there, you're talking to Black people, what are you feeling or you seeing as the biggest challenge in building trust? Like, what are you hearing and how do they respond to you? Because one thing that, of course, we know we're doing this work, we're Black people ourselves. And so we're going into our own community, doing this work. And I think that is probably ideal, right? It's ideal that we're doing this work for our community.
Right.
But they still kind of snap back at us, So I guess the question is, what are those snapbacks that you get in our community?
You know what? Believe it or not, I don't really get that much.
Okay.
And I don't get that much because I come into it being authentic. I think because I don't come into the meetings talking above or below people.
Yes.
And I come in there real. And I allow people space
Yeah.
to express their grievances, their
Mhm.
lack of trust. Hell, I don't trust half the people.
Yep.
Not like I'm shocked. America's got a bad history. You know what I mean?
Huh?
And so for me, I would be naive. Paranoia is what keeps us alive.
Come on.
Healthy paranoia is what keeps us. It's like if I'm running low on gas and I'm in the black community, I got to pump some gas over on Crenshaw and Figueroa or
Ah,
Crenshaw. Hell, I'm pumping and looking. My head's on a swivel. I'm like antelope drinking out of a pond in Africa. You
look,
sipping and
you on
looking.
guard. You on
Yeah,
guard.
you gotta.
Okay.
You gotta.
Yeah.
And so, because we know the environment is toxic and challenging sometimes. So
Yeah.
I think, and for me, believe it or not, I welcome when it comes like that. I welcome those conspiracy theorist people when they come in the room.
Okay.
And I welcome people to just come with wild, crazy talk. Because if you can't dig in and actually have honest discourse with folk, the key is that we have respectful dialogue. As long as we're doing it on a level of respect, I'm cool with it. But
Yeah.
then, you can't call me a Tom and sell
Right.
out. No, that's a whole nother conversation. But to challenge me, I welcome the challenge because it only sharpens me. It
Yeah.
sharpens my work when you challenge me. Because if you come up with something I can't answer, that means I need to go back to work and dig in and find out. So I welcome it. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And so some of the places that you're going into in the community, I know has been like barbershops, beauty salons. And I love that because I was actually just on a call yesterday and I had a question about how often researchers are going into our churches, right? And
Hmm.
I posed the question as like, where else can we go to reach people? We all not in the church, right?
Right.
So tell me how that experience has been for you going into the barbershops, the beauty salons. Has that been successful in
Oh,
successful with outreach?
extremely successful because
Mhm.
every preacher got to get his hair cut, male
So
or
they in
female.
there too.
Yeah, if a sister and she's in ministry, she got to get her hair done in the beauty
Come
salon.
on.
I think our greatest challenge when we talk about working with faith-based institutions
Uh-huh.
is that sometimes what I notice is that we're not selective. And
Mm.
by that, I mean, there's a difference between a church that's involved in social justice versus
Mhm.
a church that's into personal prosperity.
Okay.
When they ain't off into that money thing, you're
Yeah.
not gonna get a whole bunch of social justice issues and all because they trying to make
This
payroll.
this
In
is
some
true.
in some instances, Jesus take a backseat till we get this money up in here, and you got to be real about that. And you got to also realize that black people and certainly the black church is not monolithic. Kojic is different. Our Church of God in Christ is different than the Baptist. Baptist is
Yeah.
different from the AME.
So
AME is different from United Methodist.
that's right.
You know what I mean? And Jehovah's Witnesses ain't talking to nobody.
Right. Right. They
So
ain't
you
bringing nothing up in there. Okay.
right. So you have to be selective and targeted when you deal with faith-based institutions. And there are a ton that really want to do some work. And we can't get caught up in numbers. A mega church is really not going, it'll give you good PR,
Uh-huh.
but they're not really going to do a whole lot of heavy lifting because they're mega. And they,
Okay.
at the end of the day, trying to make money. And I don't mean that negative because they have a huge overhead. Can you imagine what it costs to light up when you got a mega church just to turn on the lights on Sunday?
Just to turn the lights on.
That's a lot of money. Air
Yep.
conditioner, and lights and air conditioning in the summertime, that's a lot of money. And so they
Mhm.
have to be very selective in terms of who, and they're paranoid in terms of who coming up in there and talking to people. So I like for me with church, I love smaller churches because what people don't pay attention to, the majority of churches in this country have 50 to 100 members. Most of them ain't TD
Most of them are
Jakes.
not mega churches. Yeah.
No. So you work with the smaller churches
Mhm.
and you get more hands on. You get
Mhm.
more people on the ground that's willing and able to do the work. So I think that's great. And I think barbershops are great because that actually, white folk got the Jonathan Club, black people got the barbershop. You know, and the barbershop is one place where we all go. And the beauty of the barbershop, to me, just as in the beauty salon,
Mhm.
and you could probably test the salon more so than I am being a woman, the barbershop, the playing field is level. I
Yeah.
don't care who you come in and what's your socioeconomic status,
Yeah.
you a preacher, bishop, whatever. You just another blood in the barbershop.
You
Your opinion, they'll tell you shut up and sit down just as quick as they will the homeless guy or the shoe shine guy that works in the shop. And from that, in barbershops, you get rich, authentic dialogue.
Yeah.
When you're in the shop, your subject and verb don't have to agree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're all just trying to clean up.
Exactly.
Clean up.
Exactly. And they're gonna throw a couple of MF bombs in there and all that. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But that's how we get to, but oddly enough, that's how we drill down. It's rough, but we have to be honest. It's like Lauryn Hill said, after I give you fact and theory, sometimes you say motherfucker so ignorant people hear you.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
little rough, but it's true.
It's true.
You
It's
know what I
true.
mean?
It's true. So I know that you've done some work. Some of your most successful work has been done in the HIV research space, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's where I cut my teeth. I wouldn't like when somebody was asking me something, what's the most successful thing that I've done? Well, I hope I ain't done it yet. You
Come on now.
know?
Come on. I love that.
I cut my teeth in HIV.
Okay. What did you learn from that?
You know what I learned from that?
Yeah, because that was kind of where you got your footing, right? Like new.
Absolutely. I learned from that when you're working and when you're doing what we do for a living, the difference between the academy and the streets is so broad. And I learned from that. And I'm talking about our people, Black people. I learned that sometimes when Black people matriculate through the academy, they get affirmed, they get to be a PhD and a MD and all this other stuff. They sometimes suffer historical amnesia and they don't know how to talk and relate to their own population, their own community. And I don't mean it in a bad way, because I do realize that you can't go up on the campus, UCLA, USC, and all them other places, talking like you were talking to barbershop and the beauty salon. And they find themselves acting like, talking like, and thinking like the academy when you know certain things don't work and are not going to work as it relates to people. And what happens is, because I think with our people, our research and stuff like that, they're so focused sometimes on getting funded, being affirmed by their peers in that industry, and making sure they get published, that they forget how to matriculate. They scared of their own people.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was one of the biggest things that I found, that I'd find myself sitting in a room and whoever the principal investigator or the person over the project was saying something that we all knew was stupid. But I was the one that had to say, you know that's stupid, right? Or you know that ain't gonna work, right? And the other Black person sitting there, and they know what I'm saying. They just didn't want to be the one to
They
say
didn't
it.
want to say it.
Yeah, and I don't mean it in a bad. I think when you work in this industry, you have to have some particular fortitude if you're a man, because you have to have enough courage to say yes and no.
I was
And
gonna say that courage is, you really do have to have some courage to push for the people.
yes, if we're going to use Europeans as a baseline, you're always going to come up short. Always. But you have to be kind and gentle when you let them know, whoa, no, that worked good for you. That's not going to work over here. When you're talking about my HIV work, I mean, it was ridiculous. We were trying to use here in LA, West Hollywood is where all the white gays are, right? Well, here we basically had this place called the Catch One, a couple of little places in South Central for predominantly MSM Black men in Southern California. But they tried to use a West Hollywood model, the South Central problem.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then what happens is the Black MSM, Black men, brothers that had sex with other men, they didn't say nothing because they were afraid of losing their funding. They were afraid of offending, because we all know, we ain't crazy. We know white gay men control HIV. They control the money, who gonna get the money. They control the message, who gonna be the messenger, and what the message is gonna look like. And so the average Negro just hope he, like the scripture say, he just hope he gets some of these crumbs fall off that table.
Right.
Well, see, for me, I didn't care about, my house knows reasonable. I didn't care what what they gonna do to me. You know what I mean? And I didn't have to play by their rules.
I love that about you, Tony. I feel like that's what I love most, that you're like, hey, I'm for the people, and what's best for the community is what I'm bringing to the table. So like, that's what I want to know, is how your priorities, because I know I constantly have to make sure I keep my priorities in front of me and make sure I'm doing what's best for my community and not what's best for, like you were saying, my pocket or how much money I'm getting. Tell me how you make sure you stay focused on that and balance.
Because I stay grounded in who I am and what I'm called to do.
Yeah.
If you read my bio, I came from the entertainment industry. I had a great time. I was representing Eddie Murphy, Miles Davis, traveling around the world, enjoying myself. And I realized that wasn't really what my calling was.
Okay.
And I realized that God put me in a place to know all the people that I know so I can do what I do now more effectively. And I think for me, I think we have to be grounded in our culture and our history, right? As a people. It's just like when we go in the meetings, I don't say people of color, I say Black. I got to go to a dinner tomorrow night. Gonna be mostly white people up in there. And there's going to be a few black people, but I'm going in there just like I'm talking to you. I'm not going in there no different. And they know what's going to happen. They know I'm being black. I'm not scared to say black. I think if you try to do good from a good place in your heart, I believe God is
Yes.
obligated to take care of you. And I think most people are just waiting for you to say it. They really
Yes.
are. And I celebrate, as I always say when I talk, we have to understand that black people, we're different. We're not deficient. White people want to be the baseline. Well, you can't, if I want to understand who I am and what I'm doing, why I think and feel like I do, I got to look at my culture, my history. I'm not going to read a book on Sweden to figure out why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Right. Right.
So unless I believe the grounding in your own culture, the grounding in your own history, and the knowing and knowledge of it, and using your history as a resource, not just a reference to understand yourself and society and the world, then you can go into a room. Some people will perceive as being arrogant, and that's because they can need to lay on somebody's couch to figure out what their shortcomings are.
Yeah.
But
Exactly. Not your
we
problem.
but we can't go in there playing like we're junior partners of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know Jesus looked like me, so why would I be tripping at Michelangelo's good? That guy's wrong.
I know that's right. I love that. Okay, so you brought in your background in entertainment, and
Mhm.
I want to like run something past you because
Sure.
I feel like entertainment, like we like to be entertained.
We love it.
I mean, the black people for sure.
We love
Like
it.
to be entertained.
Entertained and fed good.
Exactly. And so
Mhm.
I feel like this message, our work, I
Mhm.
feel like we need a push to like something to get us more in the entertainment space, this message.
Mhm.
Have you ever thought about that? Because
Well,
how
no.
do we get this message? Because I feel like that's what it's going to take for it to really go wide and really reach to the where we need to do our mission.
I'd say yes and no.
Okay.
And I'd say no because if you lean too heavily on entertainment,
Uh-huh.
like you read my bio,
Mm-hmm.
I use concert tickets as a carrot to get people to test for HIV, right?
Mm,
And I was extremely blessed. I test 36,000 black people, 24 states, 66 cities in 18 months
mm.
with a number of concerts that I had going on. Well,
Wow.
I didn't have the artists do nothing. I didn't have any had the artists do anything. What I did is I partnered with clinics where it was good black doctors, and then I would go in the room and talk like I talk.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But because
Mhm.
I think if we get too celebrity driven, what people believe, like how many times have you heard Magic Johnson getting something that ain't nobody else getting in terms of his meds, right?
Right.
What is Negro ain't getting nobody else ain't if you put the average homeless person, give him a shower and cut his hair, put a $4,000 suit on him, hell, he'll look good too. So
Yeah.
it's no matter. And what happens is if we lean too heavily on celebrities, most black people think, well, that's because they are celebrities. They are rich. So they clearly can get things that I can't get.
Okay. Okay. I see you.
We have to use models within the community because then you know, okay, well, he got it, so I can get it. You know what I mean?
That's right. Some
That's
they
what
have to be able to identify
exactly. How
with.
many people out there like what's the name? Tony Braxton got lupus real bad.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got no lupus trial because Tony Braxton.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When Magic Johnson announced he was HIV positive, testing didn't go up. The only thing went up was
Wow.
people stopped screwing and going to short time motels as much. And that
Wow.
didn't last long because my buddy owns one. And he was telling
Wow.
me when Magic announced his business damn near folded. Because people go to them short time motels, run up in there, handle their business, get on back home or to
Wow.
work. And his business almost collapsed. But it didn't make anybody get tested. It made people just stop having sex for a minute. You know what I mean? And our numbers didn't decrease. We had just as big a problem right now as we've always had with HIV. It's
Yeah.
just that what happens is a dominant society, when they move the microphone and start talking about something else, then nobody hears us. We just have to continue to blow our own horn. And like you said, I think you're right. I know you're right. Attention, music, food, because those things are social. And if you think about it, the government, they even handicap us. How many times you get grants and things like that and the restriction or they don't want you to buy food?
Right.
Well, how in the hell? Food is social.
That's a thing, and I don't understand it.
Yeah. No, I
Like,
do understand because they set you up to fail. That's
wow.
why you got to think outside the box. The blessing I
Yeah.
had with the
Yeah.
event that you just went to, that food was tremendous, right? People love
Yes.
it.
Yes.
I didn't pay for it. A friend of mine paid for it.
Okay.
And again, that goes with collaboration and helping each other.
Yes.
The
So
other
necessary.
thing that we've got to do is how do we help each other? Because we
Yes.
don't have enough as individuals, right? And if we don't watch it, we'll be fighting each other for crumbs, right? But if we come together, which is the beauty, I would argue, of our relationship. Well, you call me for something, well, it ain't like you calling the lawyer's office. The meat ain't running because we talking. You know,
Yeah.
and if I can give you some action, help you
Yeah.
out with something, you got that coming. You
Yeah.
know, if I can
Thanks.
call you and I need some advice, some da 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 da, I got that coming.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Because some things I need, I ain't got no PhD, MD. I'm the guy with GED.
And that's okay. That's okay.
But it comes a point where I need to
Yeah.
affirm to funders that I got some PhD, MD people on my team. You got me?
Right.
And that's how we work it. Police do it all the time. It's called good guy, bad guy.
I was just saying the other day, probably on another podcast, but we can't do this alone.
No,
We have to come together. There's no reason to be in competition,
no,
especially as Black people in this field, in this space, and trying to get this message out. We have to, it needs to be so many of us saying the same thing, I think, to get the
exactly.
message out.
Exactly. What we have to do also is come together and say, I believe this, grassroots people like me, I can go and I can say things that a lot of times you as an academic can't say.
Right.
And I got that. And that don't make you less radical, less Black, because that's not your ministry or your calling.
Yeah.
That's mine.
Yeah.
Just like I've seen people, when I'm doing a project, I never get this, with CDC. You know, I talk like I talk. And this sister, she admired the way I talk. Well, she
Yeah.
went in there and tried to talk like I talked, and she lost the grant.
Oh, Lord.
Well, she was trying to, you have to maintain your authentic self.
You do.
And
that's
God will bless you. Trust me, He'll
Yes.
bless you. Because I hadn't even, I mean, I can say some things, and that's just what the blessing that I have. I can say some things that other people say in the room, and people go out and go, wow, can you believe how wild that person was? And I'll say, and they go, well, that's Tony. You know what I'm saying? And so I think once we get together, it would be great if we could build some kind of consortium where we come and we start off small, maybe have 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
And they can be honest. Say, look, I got this grant. I'm only getting, let's throw another, I'm only getting 50 grand to do this project. How can I best do this? And can you help me do this so I don't have to use all the money in this, that, and the other?
Yeah.
Then we say, well, cool. Because if I get something coming down the pike, then you help me and guide me. Everything that when we work with each other, everything does not have to have a price tag on it.
I love that. I love that. And I'm a giving person anyway. So I'm definitely down for that. I'm not out here to take.
And we share that
And we
information.
share. Our organizations, both mine and yours, are nonprofits. We're trying to give to the people. And that doesn't always mean we get something back from it.
No,
You
not
know?
at all. Not at all. And believe this, we're going to get something back. Because again, I ain't trying to proselytize, be no preacher, but God will always bless it.
That's right.
There's no way you going to convince me different. I mean, you can talk till now till Jesus come back. You're not going to change my mind. If you do what you do from a good place in your heart and try to do right, God is obligated to take care of you. What happens is most of the time, our people and some of our people in these fields are too damn cowardly to step up and speak up because they don't really believe. You know what I mean? They don't really believe. But go into it with a belief in it and believe in what you're doing, you'll be all right. You're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. But hell, you're gonna do that's gonna happen anyway.
This is why we connect, Tony. Like what you're saying, hey, I'm right there with you. Like that's why we connect. Okay, so I think I talked to you the other day, and I was coming from a talk or a book signing from Raymond Jetson. He wrote a book about aging while Black. But one of the key words that's in his title is reimagining. And I like this word reimagining because it makes me think of reimagining health for Black America and Black people. I feel like that's kind of part of the reason why we're in this work, because we want to help move Black America forward is regarding health, right? Like we need to get more involved in research. This is going to move us forward. Right. So what does that look like for you? What would you want to see if you could design like public health outreach for Black America? Like what would that look like?
It's interesting. I was just pondering over what you just said about reimagining. I think that's a nice way of saying it, doing it in a way that's congruent and consistent with my culture. I don't have to reimagine who I am. I know who I am. I don't have to reimagine how to reach Black people. I know how to reach them. I think what happens is we have to convince the powers that be that control the resources for them to reimagine because they only know how to do it their way. They only know how to do it the way white people do it.
That's
So
come
I
on.
don't need to reimagine nothing. I know
Okay.
what's real to me. What
Okay.
we have to do is how do we convince them
So,
to step
okay.
outside of themselves?
Okay, so the researchers and the
Mhm.
doctors that's
Mhm.
doing this work, they need to reimagine how to look at the Black community.
Or get out the way and let us do what we do. The
Come
problem
on.
is that they think
And
they always
listen
run.
to the what I mean, I have been in spaces where I bring up solutions.
Mhm.
And the question is always, oh my God, how do we reach the Black community?
Mhm.
Oh, I've been in spaces where I've brought up solutions and what we can do, which is why I created my own. But in those spaces in the past, I've brought up
Mhm.
those solutions and they
Mhm.
just kind of be like, oh no, we can't do that. That wouldn't help. It's like almost like they don't want to put forth the effort.
They don't. And that's when you have to be serious about who you are. I wish a white person would tell me what would and wouldn't work for Black people.
I
I
mean,
I pray to be in a room like nobody's ever told me nothing like that. Ever. Because I'll be the first one to tell them, how long you been Black? I've been Black 69 years. How long you been Black? And you damn sure ain't gonna go into a room and tell Chinese people how to be Chinese.
I know that's right.
You ain't going to a room with Mexicans and tell them how to be Mexican. Now you do have some folk in all cultures that want to assimilate to you, but you ain't talking to one of them. You're talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I know my people. I know my culture. And I even know we're not monolithic. But I also know how to reach, teach, and educate my people. So
Yeah.
I don't need to reimagine. White
Yeah.
people need to reimagine. And
Yeah.
they need to put down their arrogance and realize that it's just like people always talk about obesity and overweight. Well, what we talking about? I ain't never seen a skinny elephant. So where we going with this conversation? It
Well,
certainly if you use you as the model and
that's
and use Becky as the baseline,
and that's what
she's straight up down at 6 o'clock. You see a sister with back and front and all that, then that's a problem for you until you want to get with her.
well, obesity is one of the main things, like, because I feel like most of Black folks obese based on the standards.
That's based on European BMI. That's like saying you saw a skinny Samoan. When's the last time you seen, unless they were sick? That's just not real. But again, they need to reimagine that the world
I
is
like
not, that they are not the baseline and the standard bearers for
Come
what's real
on.
and righteous in the world. I don't need to reimagine. I know who I am. Why the hell I reimagine who I am? I know
I
who I am.
love it. I love that. Okay, like I'm gonna make that the title. Like we don't need something. I'm gonna do something with that because I love that. I didn't expect that answer from you, but why did of course. But yes, they need to reimagine how
Yes.
to. I feel like the problem has been we have been left out. We've been left out, excluded, and so historically, so
Mhm.
yeah, now what needs to change is no, you need to include us, reimagine
Right.
how to include us.
Right. They need to reimagine that they are not the standards. They need to reimagine that different is not deficient. It's
That's
different.
right.
And
That's
I don't
right.
look at my different from other cultures being deficient. It's different.
Yeah,
And I celebrate my differences. You
that's
know what I mean?
right.
Because again, everybody in the world want to be like me. Think about it. You got K-pop running around there. K-pop ain't nothing but New Edition. So why you act like you surprised?
Hey, Pop.
You know them Asian boys jumping around acting like New Edition? That's who they are. There ain't nothing special about them boys.
Have I even seen them? I don't
You ain't heard of them?
I don't know if
They're a
I have.
South Korean R&B group. They
Uh-huh.
dance like New Edition. They sing like black people. They dress like black people. Then they play them, and all of a sudden they black people. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
Justin Timberlake ain't nothing but trying to be Johnny Gill.
Mm.
That's all that is.
I
So all
haven't
of a
heard
sudden,
that one.
now
Okay.
all of a sudden he starts singing. I go, "Ooh, Justin Timberlake good." Well, you just heard Johnny Gill last week, and don't be confused because Johnny Gill was in a smaller venue than Justin Timberlake. That Justin Timberlake is something special and authentic. He just knocked off Johnny Gill
Well, that's been happening
forever.
forever.
But we have to be able to call it out. We have to recognize that. Other than that, you find yourself running to a Justin Timberlake concert saying, "Who's was good?"
And it's okay to say, like,
It is.
we're not trying to like
I ain't trying to throw no shade on them, but let's not confuse a knockoff with the original. Knockoff Louis Vuitton, look, they got something look good as the original, but let's not confuse the two.
and facts are facts. Like
Yes,
if that's what happened, that's what happened. And see, that's the
exactly.
thing. Like people don't want to like say the real thing.
Yeah, because they don't want to offend anybody.
Right.
And I ain't mad at just he can sing good. He got a couple songs I like, but he ain't Johnny Gill.
Yeah.
I like Bruno Mars. He just got enough sense to surround himself with a bunch of black people. That way his brown authenticity becomes more legitimate. I like Bruno Mars.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we just need to learn how to celebrate ourselves. And again, this is really tripping me out. And thinking about the brother, and I wasn't there, I wish I'd have been there, thinking about how reimagining. I think that's really interesting because you're asking the victim to take on the victim to understand themselves through the eyes of the criminal.
Well, okay, well, wait a minute, because I didn't say the host.
No,
What?
no, no. I understand. I'm just saying to even think like that, just off the top of my head, again, I'm sure it was a broader context. I'm not trying to say the brother wasn't good in this because words are so important and they mean so much.
Yeah.
I think when we hear the certain thing, because that was a trigger for me, and it
Okay.
just made me think,
Okay.
reimagining, because there is we have to reimagine ourselves in terms of who and what we are.
Wow.
You
You said
know what I
that
mean?
was triggering for you. I never even thought that could be
Yes.
triggering for
Yes.
the Black experience.
Because you're asking me to reimagine who I am and how do I fit in this society,
Mm.
rather than celebrating who I am and navigating myself through it. Because it's no different if, in fact, you're Christian, you love Jesus and God and all that, and then you find out that the one that Michelangelo's cousin ain't a real representation of Jesus. You got to reimagine your faith now. You got to really delve down and understand your place within it, within Scripture, with the historical, from a historical perspective. So, if anything, we need to spend that energy trying to understand and rescue and reconstruct ourselves.
Yeah.
And once you do that, you're empowered in a special kind of way.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Take it on and reconstruct yourself. I mean, like,
Yes.
make it personal,
Yes.
a
But you
personal
can't do it in
commitment to
abstract.
yourself.
Yeah, but you can't do it in abstract. You got to roll up your sleeve. When we sitting in the room, you had a deficit. If we talk about psychiatry and somebody brings up Sigmund Freud, you had a deficit if you don't know Frantz Fanon. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You had a deficit. If you can't match what they bring out of your own culture, then you had a deficit.
Yeah.
But when you really know who and what you are, it's like we always talk about getting Black people in clinical trials because medicine don't always act the same in everybody in different cultures.
Yeah.
Well, the question then becomes what's different or special about your culture? And the only way you can save your culture is that you participate as a Black person.
Yeah.
You can't go in there just as a human.
Right.
And you got to celebrate what kind of human are you? You're a Black one, and celebrate your culture. Because everybody got a culture unless you got a pedigree.
Right.
So you can't, in one breath, express the importance of my culture being involved in these things and not embrace my culture at the same time. You can't do that. That's crazy. That's schizophrenic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That makes sense?
Yep.
And that's really crazy what you said. I'm telling you from a cultural perspective how to reach people that look like me. And then somebody outside your culture is telling you that ain't right.
Exactly.
And the level of arrogance for that to even come out their mouth. I hear these kind of stories. I just wish to God when one day he put me in a room and somebody would say something like that to me.
Do you consider yourself an advocate?
No, I don't know what that. No. I consider myself an advocate. Just like I don't consider myself an activist.
Okay. That question just came to mind. I was wondering.
No, I'm not an advocate.
Okay.
Because I don't really know what that means.
Okay.
And it's too broad for me.
Okay.
I consider myself a Black guy that works in the field of health, that doing the best he can to educate his people and get them involved in clinical trials research, and hopefully that help them heal themselves both physically, spiritually, and mentally to create a better life and a better community for future generations of Black people.
Okay, so an educator. Would that be what you would say? You are an educator.
Not really, because I think the beauty of what we do, if you think about it, when we go in those rooms, we learn as much as we teach it.
I know that's right. I sure learned a lot.
Right. We actually students as we teaching, as we learning, as we teach.
Yeah.
I don't know how to quantify. I don't know what word, which is a great challenge for me. I don't. So if you would put it on paper, I would say that what I do is I'm a social entrepreneur. In other words, I deal with social issues.
Okay.
But I got to get paid. I got to make money doing it. I can't just do it because I'm passionate about it. Like I told you, all those places I just went to, I couldn't get on the plane on my good looks. I had to get white people some money to buy the ticket.
That's right.
So I consider what I do is social entrepreneurship. I deal with social issues and I collaborate with people that got the money to pay me. but I'm not a social entrepreneur when it comes to collaboration with my people. I'm into social justice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Whatever's best for your people.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah.
And I would argue if you're good at what you do, you're gonna get paid for it.
You
Money
should.
just come along with it.
You
I
should,
didn't I
because
didn't
it's a lot of time.
when I
It's a
first
lot
started
of
doing HIV, I didn't do it for no money. Hell, I didn't know nothing about no damn HIV. I was
Mhm.
in the entertainment industry. I knew I came up with an idea. I would partner with my friend who was a PA that
Mhm.
left UCLA, spent her most of her early career working with HIV patients, and then she went over to a pharmaceutical company, and they brought her in to actually help because she knew about the disease and help her to bring in more Black people and get them tested for HIV and possibly get them into treatment and care. And because I was in entertainment and because I had access to concert tickets all over the country, I knew, as you said earlier, I knew that Negroes like entertainment. So I knew if we offered them a free ticket to test for HIV and come back, at that point, they didn't care about no stigma. They want to see Luther Vandross for free.
Right.
They want to see the OJs for free, Patti LaBelle for free. You
So
know what I
that
mean?
idea, look at where that idea got you.
It was incredible.
Wow.
It was incredible. And from that, a lot of people, they did a big write up about me and my work in LA Times. In that is when I started learning about HIV because I didn't care. No, I wouldn't go to HIV meeting. It didn't affect or bother me either way.
Right.
But I learned a lot about the disease, and I got to know the people. And I sat and I would watch some of the people that I knew died. I knew some of the people that were living under the freeway and then on abandoned cars and stuff like that, and selling their meds and stuff like that because their family didn't want to deal with them because they was gay or homosexual, whatever adjective you want to push. And it broke my heart. And I said, well, somebody who wants to speak for these? Then when I looked up, and there was nobody speaking for Black women, nobody. And as a father with a daughter, I was like, this is real crazy. And then when I sat in the meetings and I found out how crazy it was in terms of white gay men controlling the conversation and the money with other Black men in the room, I thought that was off the chain for me. And
Wow.
I'm like, hey, wait a minute. How's a white boy going to tell me about HIV and my daughter? You don't even like women.
Right.
And I just got in their chest. And then they just like, oh, they're okay, Tony. And then the Black guys embraced me because I was saying things that they would not say or were fearful of saying because of retribution and punishment.
Yeah.
What are you going to punish me? I'm Black. I live in a Black community. My household's reasonable. You can't threaten to take my money. And they're like, because I'm going to regardless. So it ain't like you, and you ain't going to hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're so necessary, Tony. Like, we need voices like you in the community, people that are gonna really stand up and say what needs to be said, because I feel like, yeah,
We
we
got a
have,
lot to lose. If we're
yeah,
going to be
and that's the
honest,
thing, like,
we got a lot to lose. We got a lot to lose. I've only in recent years learned to not be so hard on some people. The one group that frustrates me the most is the church.
is the church.
Not because they won't do more, because the preacher is the one guy. The people pay him, right?
Yeah.
So he get paid to speak the truth, not just sell you them ass sandwiches and tickets to heaven. He get paid to speak the truth, and he can speak it. He don't have to kowtow, buck dance, lick a dirty doorknob for $1. He can speak the truth because the people says. But if in fact he's not speaking truth, why is he in there? That don't make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the part. That's the one, and that's what frustrates me more than anything because you're paid by your congregation.
Yeah.
And apparently they like you. That's why they give you that. That's why they give you 10% of their money.
Right.
So what stops you? What puts a mute in your mouth from being able to speak truth to power? Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
Nothing. And again, I think if we strategically, people that have voices, strategically work with people like you who've been affirmed through the academy and keep us on track, because it's a partnership that's invaluable.
Yeah.
Invaluable. And we support each other.
That's right.
That's the key to me.
That's right. And okay, so we're going to end, but the last question is about how can people can support you with your work in I Choose Life Health Foundation. We'll have sponsors listening in. What do you want to say to them? How can they work with you? And then even in the community, how can the community get involved with your work as well?
I think it's not only help me, but let me help you. I know a lot of people. I've been blessed. I know a lot of people. I don't, everything, when you call me, everything ain't got a dollar attached to it.
Okay.
If I can help, you know how you can help me? Let me help you.
Okay.
Because helping you helps me.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm going to say some things that you may not be able to say. And then if you talk about funding, sometimes the people be afraid that I might show up at the wrong meeting and say it, and they may give you some money to make me shut up. Then I get it. If we worked it out and you said, Tony, I need you to come in and threaten to tip over the table, split a couple of verbs back like a pure fool. Hey, I'm on it. Let's go. And then you can say, well, he's a little crazy, scares me too, but I think I could talk to him. And then we win it.
And we win it. Okay.
Yeah.
Love it.
So the best thing that you can do to help me is allow me to help you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Tony. I really appreciate it. I love of course, I'm here for you.
Definitely. I have always been.
We
I love
doing this thing together in
That's right.
LA and past LA. Like
Yes.
we going all over. We national.
Definitely.
We national.
There you go. Wherever Black people are, we are.
Look, come on. I love it. Wherever Black people are, we are.
I'm sorry.
I gotta tell you about the event we're doing in Mississippi next
Where? Where in Mississippi?
Like Jackson.
I know. I got to hook up with the mayor, Chokwe Lumumba.
Okay. I'll be letting you know. Black people there. So we got to go.
I love it. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. Take care, Tony. I will talk to you soon.
Take care. Be safe.